So what do you think of your team, and how's the offseason going?
I love our team. Love their work ethic. I love what they've put into the offseason. We knew coming in we lost a lot of kids that had been on the field for us last year, and high school football is these guys' time to lead us on. They've all done a great job of that. Proud of the way they've worked. Just for me as a coach, it's a great time because we're back to teaching. Last year we had a lot of guys coming back that had been out there with some experience. This year, it's more back to why we do it. We're coaching and running drills and seeing our kids get better from one day to the next, 1 week to the next, 1 month to the next, and now, 5 or 6 months of off season, we're fixing to find out how much better we are as far as the experience.
Sawyer will definitely start for you guys at quarterback.
Sawyer's, he's been with me in that program ever since I got there. He's been in that room with us when we've game planned state championship games, quarterfinal games, big season games. There's no doubt that he knows what to do. It's just getting him out there and getting some experience. The spring game was really big for Sawyer. Had a great game that day. I'm loving coaching him. Works every day. Great student in the game, great student in the classroom, and really good leader for us.
So, I know this is not the first time that somebody's asked you this, but what do you think of being the guy that has to follow Talia?
I think, it's a blessing, first off. Talia taught me a lot of things, and I'm just blessed because he taught me a bunch of stuff like leadership and how to be a better person and how to, keep your team up when things are down, and how to just be a positive person. I just take what he taught me and put it on my game and just let God, take the control of my life. Just play the game.
Mike, tell us what you've seen of Sawyer since in the last year.
I see him work hard a bunch, Like a lot of people just talk about him and they don't really expect him to be anything this year, and I just see how hard he works every day and just how hard and how good he wants to be, and I just respect that of him. And so I'm just rooting for him every week, to prove a lot of people wrong and just to prove all the hard work that he's done just to pay off.
You guys did get to the championship game last year. It didn't end the way you wanted it to, but you guys got there. How, particularly for the players I'm interested, how do you think the program and the players have built on that experience of getting to the championship game? What do you think?
That's right.
We know how it feels to win, and of course we know how it feels to lose. So we know how to bounce back, and I feel like we're working to get there again. And I think we know what we got to do this time, and the type of mindset we need and the work ethic we've been putting in, I think it's going to show.
What do you guys think?
I think when you get to that first, when you're there at state championship game, I think you have that feeling in you. You're like, oh, it's we're on a big stage, and you have all these butterflies. But I think we'll take that experience to when we're there again. We've been there, and I think that we'll be experienced, and we'll be ready, and we'll get our chance.
The same with him right here. That's how I believe it too. It's like the first time back there, and just all the hype, and I feel like we're kind of nervous at first, but once we get back there, I feel like we'll be good again.
And I know that this is, it's months ago now, but Mark, do you allow yourself to wonder how that game might have been different if you guys had been totally healthy, particularly if Talia had been healthy and he had his shoulder problem?
I think you always look back and say, well, what if? I think life is a lot of what ifs, but that's the day that was supposed to be. God, we believe that God don't make mistakes. We believe for whatever reason that game was how it was, and we got destroyed in that game. And I think that game, in my career, you can go back in games and look at games. Sometimes you didn't win as program changers. And I think that game, we had several coaches had been in those kind of games, but it goes back all the way to Bessemer Academy. I think the 4th year at Bessemer Academy, we won the state championship and we got beat my 3rd year pretty bad. So this team kind of is following that line a little bit, but we don't look back. That game's gone. It's the last one. It's one that has driven us since December to try to get ourselves back and redeem ourselves as a football team. So, I've heard it said before by, one of the great guys there is that you learn from your failures. So I think there was a lot that we learned from that day.
Coach, what's some underdogs, some under the radar players that we might not have seen the last couple of years that might be stepping up to role positions this year for you?
Well, obviously, I spend a lot of my day with quarterbacks and receivers and all, but I'm really proud of J.B. Mitchell. He's really worked hard. He's a receiver for us. He's going to be a major recruit. I think he's done a great job. Sam Reynolds, we've moved from defense over to offense, has done a great job in the weight room. We've got several young guys on defense. We're going to be really crazy young this year, and to go with young, be inexperienced in some spots. So I think defensively, of course, Owen has been tremendous. He's come a long way, and Carson Rocket has really worked hard. And we've got some guys over there on defense that's worked hard that I think will step up. Jeremiah Alexander, of course, has got several offers, has worked hard. So I think there's several in that category.
When you say young, how many seniors you got this year then?
Woo, not many. Sawyer will be a senior, Mike's a senior. Obviously, I brought seniors with me today. Offensively, we've got one offensive lineman with experience playing. Mike's the only receiver. Defensively, we got a couple of defensive linemen, potentially a corner. That's about it.
Okay, what's for the players? What's the team that you guys look forward to playing every year?
Honestly, I really don't have a certain team. We just kind of take it week by week, just to stay focused. Don't really look forward to like one big game and just be like, oh, I'm gonna play my hardest that week. We kind of just every week just take it one game at a time.
I think the same thing, taking it day by day, being with your teammates, and don't worry about like the next like week or next upcoming week. Just worry about that next day, the next rep, and the next play.
Try and play your hardest each and every game, prepare for the game this Friday, not the one next Friday, we work this week.
Mark, I think you guys played in more games with instant replay last year than anybody statewide. Mm-hmm. What did you think about the first year?
We were 0-3 on challenges, so but seriously, I think it's good for the game. I think over my career, I've looked back, and there were some times that I wish we had instant replay. I think our team would have benefited from it. I do think, it gives, umpires and referees, they're human too. And I know I make mistakes every Friday night. And our thing with umpires and referees and field judges are the rules. They know the rules, and there's always a judgment error, a room in there for judgment calls. And I think for the big games, really any game, I do think it gives the referees a peace of mind knowing if we do make a mistake, we can go fix it. And I think it's a comfort. I really do as an official. I feel like it gives them a little comfort zone to go ahead and make, a call that they think is the right, and to be able to go look at it. I think it's good for the game. It didn't slow our games down really. And my thing was I knew the Alabama High School Athletic Association wanted us to do it. And we were in a situation of building a new stadium that we could do it. So, anything we can do to help Steve, Coach Savarese, and them move the game forward, keep our state up with the Texas, Floridas of the world, Georgias of the world, I think it's a good thing.
For the players, did you guys even notice or think about instant replay last year?
Not at all.
Really.
I never really noticed it.
No. Did you know that Coach was 0-3 in challenges?
We don't talk about failures. We're just talking about
Tell us about the unsung heroes of the game, your kicking team. Tell us how that's going for you this year.
Man, I was fixing to talk about Evan. Kicking game is, you go back over your career, and I tell our guys every day they get tired of hearing this, but we we played Muscle Shoals when I was at Spanish Fort in 2013 in the state championship game. I think the whole first half we had the ball on our 4, our 6, our 8, our 20, and I tell the guys it's probably too much because we could snap a punt, get a punt gone, and play great defense. We ended up winning the game like 35-14, but it was very close at half. The difference in the game was we got field position after the second half kickoff, and we were able to do what we needed to do to win the game. But in state championship games, any game that you're backed up on your 4, your 6, your 10, you don't want to hand the other team nothing. You want to be able to punt and them earn it. So getting back to Evan, Evan's done a great job as far as his kickoffs, his extra points. I need Evan to keep on working on punting to be a solid punter. I've seen him kick 65, 70-yard punts, and then we'll throw in one that's not so good. But it's a piece to know kickoffs in high school football that he can put a lot of them in the end zone. And, man, that's a tremendous relief right there for us.
How will you guys use Tony Mitchell? Will he play exclusively as a DB, or do you guys know yet?
We got to see. Right now, he'll be a DB. Tony's just a young guy that obviously is way ahead of his age as far as his talent skills. We got to find out what is his top end talent skill. Can he play in high school football at corner for us or safety? But I think learning wise, not being here till he got here late, I think that defense is a lot easier than learning our offense. And he's a tremendous athlete and just a wonderful person. And we're blessed that Tony's here with us. But defensively right now.
Coach, as you get ready to open this season, what is in 2 or 3 weeks?
Yes, sir.
As you get ready to open this season, which side of the ball do you think might be the hottest or the one ready to play the most, the offense or the defense? Because a lot of times, there's an old saying goes, as strong as your defense is, if the other team don't score much, you've got a chance to win. You're in every ball game.
Yeah.
But characterize your team offensively and defensively. What do you think they may be the opening night?
Well, I think early that our offense has to play pretty good. And by that, we don't have to score every time. We do have to end series with kicks. We don't need to turn the ball over and let our defense learn because they are young. We lost some good DBs. So I think offensively, if we could sustain drives and score some points.
Feel like you have more experience on offense?
Well, we got 2 receivers back on offense. Really, Sawyer developing the way he has, I got confidence in our receivers and Sawyer. They've worked, diligently in the offseason to prepare for this year. So I think, going in, I got a lot of confidence with our offense. The whole offensive line's new. We got one guy's got some experience there. So you say, well, we lost 9 starters over there. And so I'm kind of, it sounds crazy, but I know the work these guys have put in, and they know our system. And we do run something that we believe that gives us a chance to win, and they know it. So it's not like we're going in with inexperienced young guys. They've been around it. They've prepared for these games. So, defensively, I think our defensive line will be our strength. I think our linebackers have got adequate experience, and if they continue to get better, they're going to be a strength. Yeah, our secondary's got to get where we don't give up big plays. We give it too many big plays in spring game to Clay, and we've got to do something to fix that. So.
Oh, and you were nodding your head, yeah. Particularly when we talk about big plays, just tell me why.
I feel like we get ahead of ourselves and we let the deep ball get over us. Like in the spring game, we let the second long, third and long. That was our, that's like big plays. We needed to stop that, and I feel like, we didn't, really strike on that. We didn't execute each play on that. So I feel like that was one of our weaknesses, but we've gotten stronger though. I know we have.
But it also sounds like you're saying, hey, that was a good learning experience.
It really was.
Just talk a little bit about how you try to grow and from that experience.
Definitely 7-on-7. I feel like that's helped this summer. Our DBs and safeties grow and all that, and I feel like we need to keep uplifting them. They are young, and we keep teaching them, and let them know we're here for them, and they keep working, and I think they're going to be really good this season.